Hello, welcome back. This is Angie. Well, in the last video, I talked about the glamorous lifestyle and the many perks that come with consulting, comes with this job. But you also know that I left McKinsey and consulting in 2019, and I never looked back. Today, I want to share my why not with you, and hopefully it can help you decide whether consulting is a career for you as well. Well, before talking about the why not, I want to briefly talk about the why. Why did I choose consulting in the beginning? Well, first of all, it is still a very prestigious job, and McKinsey is a very established name in the industry, which I knew that after consulting and after McKinsey, I would still have so many more opportunities ahead of me. And the second piece is that consulting is actually one of the very few industries that does work sponsorship in the US. Well, if you want to hear about the story, check out my last video, link in the description as well as up here. Well, I actually have to tie my hair up because it was getting crazy, but anyways, the third piece is that it was because everyone else around me seemed to want it at that time. So I graduated from Northwestern, and at Northwestern, it felt like every recruiting season, there's about 50% of the students who are going for consulting. And at the time I thought, well, if I'm not sure what I wanted, and this is a job that it seems that everybody else wanted, it's probably a pretty good job. So looking back at my 3 years at McKinsey, it was hard at times, but I also really thoroughly enjoyed it. I have grown so much professionally and personally. And the highlight is that Rayful and I actually met while on a project together in McKinsey. Well, that's a story for another time, but if you're interested in hearing our story, please comment and let me know. Now, the honest, why not? Why is consulting or McKinsey not the right career for me? Well, first of all, I knew that the lifestyle isn't for me. The simplest way to find out is the future me test. So if you are wondering the same, just take a look at the leadership in your same company. Do you want to be like that leader? Do you admire or enjoy the lifestyle that he or she currently have? As for me, yes, the consulting lifestyle was glamorous to a certain point. However, whenever I look at the partners at McKinsey, their lifestyle, I knew deeply that that was not the life that I had in mind. I did not want to travel to different cities every other day. I did not want to have to work until 2 a.m. every single day. I also did not want to be away from my family for most of the week. Now, second, the constant pressure and urgency. As you may know, consulting projects are typically short and very challenging. And most likely than not, the team is always understaffed. That's probably how consulting companies make such a high margin per project. So therefore, everything becomes a priority. There are so many nights where I would remember the engagement manager would say to me that this is a priority that you must finish before tomorrow. So that's why typically we work 12 to 15 hour days or even more. And for me, as an example, I actually have experienced panic attacks during several of my projects, where I remember one weekend I was actually flying back to the project, and as the plane was touching down, I just get more and more nervous where I could not even hear the sound of my Gmail. I kid you not. I literally had to delete the Gmail app in order for myself to actually calm down. The third piece, the exhaustion from constant travel and the overworking. If you are asking me back then, what did you do on the weekend? I will probably tell you, sleep. I would sleep until 11, wake up for a quick lunch, and then keep sleeping or take a nap, so then I can recover from the previous week and have enough energy for the week after. I also remember that I hated Monday morning. Yes, I know Mondays are really hard, but it's even harder when you have to wake up at 4 a.m. every Monday morning to catch the first flight out. Also, you work until midnight pretty much every day of the week. And because of all of this, I actually developed the skill to be able to fall asleep or work anytime and anywhere. Back up the car, easy. On the plane, no problem. On the stairs, not challenge at all. Standing in line, yeah, I got that too. The third piece is that I really wanted more hands-on experience. Yes, consulting companies will tell you that they do implementation work as well, but typically that's not true implementation work. We still stay very high level and very strategic, but it's also due to the nature of our work. Typically, it is unlikely for you to staff a consultant for, years to be able to finish implementation project. But I really craved that hands-on experience. I really, really, really wanted to be able to build something on my own, something that I can be proud of. And I thought that the best way to do that is to leave consulting and join startups. And last but not least, to be out of the bubble. Consultants always have the reputation of being the smart one, but also the arrogant and the self-centered one. I'm not saying that everyone in consulting is like that, but I did find myself for a period of time, I was a little bit like that, and I felt that I lost my humility for a while. Well, it is because of the environment that we're in. Everyone around us are prioritizing us, our work, over everything else. Everything that we do becomes a priority. I mean, think about the glamorous lifestyle, right? We literally had a team to book cars and tickets and flights for us. So I was constantly living in this bubble, a bubble that has a reality distortion field, a bubble that actually separates us from the real world, a world that makes us the oblivious and self-centered and arrogant pricks that we used to hate. I really need to get out before it's too late. Well, this is my story. If you're interested in exploring a career in consulting, I hope my story can give you a more holistic picture of what a career in consulting is actually like. Not just the glamorous stuff on the stage, but also the not so ideal behind the scene. If you like this video, you must hit that like button. Your constant support is my motivation to keep producing really good content. Until next time, bye!